Good evening, honored guests. Will you please rise for the posting of the colors by the Westbury High School JROTC program and the pledge, and please remain standing for the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag and of the United States, to the States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, HSPVA vocal seniors. We would also like to thank senior visual artist Eileen Zhang for the digital imagery here at Smart Financial and our HSPVA yearbook staff for the pre-commencement slideshow. Thank you all. Good evening and welcome. I am Jennifer Langkow-Chase, and I have the great privilege to serve as your MC this evening as we celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2025 of the Kinder High School for the Performing and Visual Arts. For the safety of our performers and as a courtesy to the audience, we would like to invite you to silence all mobile and electronic devices at this time. We also ask you to refrain from moving seats to take photographs. We will be recording this evening's performances and ceremony, which will be available on our YouTube channel as soon as possible. Please also note that photosensitive guests may find our lighting difficult. Feel free to make your way to the lobby if necessary. Seniors, here we are. It's been 4 years since we met you, all of us behind masks. Your fresh, hopeful little ninth grade eyes that greeted me 4 years ago were mysteries to us. We didn't know you. We had to learn who you were without seeing your smiles. As you entered high school, most of you hoped to present a certain identity. We all do. It's one of those things that make us human. It's literally who we are. The clothing we wear, the art we consume, even the food we eat are all part of our identities. That first big step into high school was fraught with nerves about how best to project the identity you wanted to share with others. Everyone thinks a little harder about what you were going to wear that first day of school, even us teachers, and we've been doing it for a long time. At HSPVA, your identity constantly shifted and evolved to accommodate external factors throughout high school, and your choices as you navigated those factors helped you to continue to define your identity. At PVA, these last 4 years, we were shifting important pieces of our identity as a school as we underwent a massive shift in our administration your first year. You've helped us welcome many new faculty as well. These are all forces that change and shape HSPVA's identity. In these 4 years, as you have begun your transition into your identity as an adult, you've watched HSPVA curate its identity alongside you, and you have also had to watch our country struggle to define its identity. Throughout all of this, art has been central to answering those age-old questions. Who am I? Who are we? Humans have used art to shape identity for millennia. Sometimes art is used as a pure reflection of ourselves, but sometimes art is co-opted and used to influence people, as we see during the nationalism of the Romantic era, or even in visual propaganda. But in all cases, art shows us who we are, who others are, and who we want to be. Art is also important in our identity as Americans, Houstonians, or even supporters of public education. What we produce and value as Americans or choose to support in our public education system shapes the identity that is seen beyond our borders. Sometimes this identity that is projected to the world is at odds with our own personal ones. The choices we make as a group or society help the world determine who we are. Are we a city that values art? Does our public school system invest in art education, therefore showing others what we value? Does our federal government choose to support the arts or not? Who are we without art? In 1977, during the Cold War, NASA launched the Voyager spacecraft. These scientific probes were meant to explore the regions of our own solar system and eventually the interstellar space, the space beyond our own star's reach. Scientists understood that there was a possibility that by sending these probes beyond the reach of our solar system, they might be encountered by other life forms. Because of this, they decided that they would include 2 phonograph records, which are today called the Voyager Golden Records. These phonographs are meant to help other beings understand what humans are, to help answer the question, what is Earth? Of all the things that were chosen to be part of these precious examples of what Earth is, among the sounds of us talking, recordings of the wind and the sea, greetings in 55 ancient and modern languages, images of DNA and landscapes, the committee tasked with this project also felt compelled to include art. This committee, led by Carl Sagan, understood that art is a vital component to our identity as humans. The debates were intense. Limited space meant decisions had to be made. In addition to music from the Western tradition, including Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart, the record has music from Benin, a Navajo night chant, songs from the Aborigines of Australia, music from Peru, and a mariachi song called El Cascabel. It also had Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry. People complained that it was teenager music, but Carl Sagan said, quote, "There are a lot of teenagers in the world." The next few years are going to present you all with the opportunity to further shape who you are, many of you away from your families for the first time. The power of art to define us, our country, our planet, is at the core of its creation. Tonight, we will see firsthand how art has helped to define you. And so, class of 2025, to begin our celebration of who you are, please join me in welcoming to the stage the principal of our beloved Kinder High School for the Performing and Visual Arts, Dr. Priscilla Rivas.
Wow, y'all look so beautiful. Good evening, and welcome to the Kinder High School for the Performing and Visual Arts Class of 2025 Commencement Ceremony. Buenas noches y bienvenidos a todos. My name is Priscilla Rivas, and it is my great honor to stand before you tonight as we celebrate an extraordinary class of artists, scholars, and changemakers. Before we celebrate your incredible achievements, I'd like to take a moment to recognize some special guests that are joining us here tonight. HISD board member Jeanette Garza Lindner, Chief of Schools Sandy Massey, Dr. Daniel Solis, Interim Central Division Chief, Dr. Josefa Davila, Senior Executive Director, Dr. Eric Posadas, Executive Director of Instruction, several members of the HSPVA Friends Board of Directors, and and some of our new faculty members who will be joining the HSPVA staff this fall. Now, as I see the house lights are on, please leave those on because I would like to recognize the remarkable individuals who have guided, mentored, and stood by our students every step of the way. HSPVA faculty and staff, your dedication has been nothing short of life-changing. Would you please stand and be recognized? I also want to express heartfelt gratitude to the parents, guardians, and families in this room. Your unwavering support, encouragement, and sacrifices have made this moment possible. Parents, would you please rise and be honored? Thank you. You may bring the house lights down. Parents and teachers, when I reflect on your children, our children's accomplishments, I often think of a favorite poem by Khalil Gibran, which beautifully speaks to the role of those who love and raise young people. So please humor me as I share this poem with you now. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backwards, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth and mark upon the path of the infant. You bend with might so that the arrows may go swift and far. So thank you, parents and teachers, for being those strong and steady bows. Now, 4 years I've been waiting for this. For you, my graduates. This evening is especially meaningful to me. This is the first graduating class I have had the privilege of serving as principal for all 4 years. We eagerly began this journey together in 2021, not yet knowing how deeply we would shape one another's stories. You as budding 9th grade high schoolers, and me as a first-year high school principal. You are the class I have walked alongside from day one. I remember telling you at Artist Academy, remember that day? That you had roughly 1,370 days until graduation. Back then, you were nervous, hopeful, and ready to dream, and so was I. Over the past 4 years, we have learned together, we have grown together, we have faced tragedy together, and occasionally we have failed together. But more than anything, we have persevered together. I feel in a sense that I have helped raise you, and I equally feel like you have helped raise me. Through your art, you have shown me the strength of vulnerability. Through your studies, you've demonstrated focus and excellence. And through your actions, whether in rehearsals or performances or clubs or in your friendships, you've led with heart, authenticity, and compassion. So in all honesty, I was going to share with you some sage advice about resilience and grace, But literally on my drive here tonight, I realized that your 4 years, my 4 years, our 4 years have been all about resilience and grace. I feel you've already learned that lesson, and you are taking that with you into the world. So instead, I want to share with you one very simple phrase that has been a silent mantra of mine. About 7 years ago, during one of my many summers I spent in Lewiston, Maine, directing the youth arts program at Bates Dance Festival, I visited a small thrift shop. There, I found a small copper bracelet with a short phrase that was engraved on it. And it said, "Actually, I can't. Actually, I can." And I bought it. And I've worn it. And every time I doubted myself throughout the years, I thought, actually, I can. I believe you and I share a commonality, as artists and scholars do. We often suffer from imposter syndrome, which is funny because the outside perception might be that PVA is filled with a lot of pretentious and self-absorbed artists and divas, maybe. But we all know it's actually the opposite. At PVA, we find the most talented, but also the most humble and gentle and kind human beings. So as you set off into the world with your compassion and your gentleness and your kindness, don't for one moment underestimate yourself. Please think of my copper bracelet. Actually, I can. Actually, you can. Actually, you have. Class of 2025, we have poured into you the gifts of knowledge, skill, and vision. Your families have wrapped you in love and belief, and now it's your turn to shape the world. Go with courage, go with heart, and go knowing that you carry all of us with you. It has been my deepest privilege to witness your journey. We are deeply proud of you. Congratulations, class of 2025. And now let's celebrate with an unforgettable evening of performances.
Thank you, Dr. Rivas. One of the first ways humans could identify themselves was through the power of our voices. Humans can talk because of anatomical features, neurological structures, and cognitive abilities that allow us to produce and understand complex sounds and symbols. But it is our ability to sing that shows us what we value. Singing Happy Birthday identifies us as a connected species. Humans do not exist on our own. We form communities that should value each other. And the simple act of singing a song to recognize the day of our birth is indicative of how much we value someone else's identity. Let us welcome our music seniors who have chosen to add the title vocalist to their identities as they sing a medley arranged by members Stephen Hill and Victoria Martinez, including Somewhere from West Side Story by Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim, Where It All the Time Go by Dr. Dog, and Somewhere Only We Know by Keane.
Peace and quiet and
As humans throughout history sought to identify themselves, they created instruments. As music became more complex, instruments continued to evolve, again indicating how fundamental to our identities art is as humans. Today, pianos are found in many places where humans gather. While the number of pianos in middle-class homes declined after the arrival of the phonograph and then the radio, for a time, pianos were found throughout the West and beyond during the Victorian period, and became popular in places far from their beginnings, such as Japan during the Meiji Restoration. For families who consider music to be an important part of their identity, the piano is almost always the first instrument they choose to teach their children. Whether it is Carnegie Hall, a local church, or a union hall, pianos have always allowed us to share our identities. If we attend a performance of Long Long or Yuja Wang, we share the identity of an art patron. If we were a factory worker in the early 1900s and identified as a wobbly, we would have gathered around a piano in our union hall to hear "There is Power in the Union." Artists throughout our modern history have composed songs for the piano to bring people together. Tonight, our senior pianists are going to meld their individual identities into a shared one as they perform Galop Marche for 8 Hands by Albert Lavignac. Thank you so much, Fiona seniors. The written word allows us to share our identities with others when we cannot be in the same place together. When Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was jailed in 1963, he wrote an open letter now called Letters from a Birmingham Jail to explain what mattered to him and why he took the actions he did. It allowed others to identify him and his goals. Reading the writing of our leaders or those who want to lead allows us to identify their plans. While Dr. King used words while in jail to share what was important to him regarding civil rights, Adolf Hitler used his time in jail to share his goals on Mein Kampf. We should heed these moments when people tell us who they are. Creative writing uses words to reach beyond these basic needs of communication, allowing artists to express their thoughts, emotions, and ideas, in short, their identity. And reading creative work allows us to connect our identity with that art. We connect our identity to the words on a page when we read poetry, but we rarely have the opportunity to hear from the writer how their work is a reflection of them. Tonight, we are allowed behind the curtain to hear from our creative writers as they explain how their work is a written manifestation of their interests and values. As we play several videos tonight, please hold your applause and cheers until the conclusion of the video so that we may hear all of our graduates.
This department helped me foster a deep love and understanding for animation, creative nonfiction, and novels. From memoirs about fireworks to braided essays about Arizona tea, I've always explored the realm of childhood, and in all my work, especially animation and film, I find I allow myself a playfulness when confronting serious themes.
As a writer, I explore truth, mind, and the world. I'm drawn to the in-between moments, the stuff people feel but don't say. My work often comes back to memory, identity, and healing. I like to say my work feels like a conversation, personal, layered, and real.
Writing for me has been therapeutic since middle school. My therapist suggested journaling for my anxiety. This led me to apply for creative writing, and later I applied for a filmmaking program in New York City, where I got to meet like-minded people, which deepened my passion for storytelling. Filmmaking lets me express myself visually, whether that be through screenwriting, storyboarding, or music. Ultimately, this department has given me a multitude of opportunities to express myself and explore where I truly belong after high school.
My favorite piece that I've written over these past 4 years is definitely my Agnes essay. It's about this chick that I met at a summer program 2 years ago, and initially when I wrote it, it was just that linear story. But then I was able to work with Miss Opte and expand it into this braided essay based on all these dreams that I was having, and I used it for my senior show.
One of the first poems I wrote in freshman year was called Childhood. Since then, I've written hundreds of pieces, stories, poems, scripts, and yet I keep on coming back to the same themes: nostalgia, sentimentality, and childhood, the things we'll miss when we're gone.
In my junior year, I learned that photography was my way of telling stories. When I go through my photos, I reflect on memories I have with them, such as the interactions with the people or what was going on in that moment.
Junior year, I wrote a contrapuntal, which is a kind of poem that is split into 2 columns, and you can either read the columns separately, but you can also do both columns together. It was long, but I feel like that process really reflects what poetry is to me, just a way to navigate different worlds.
I love visual mediums like fiction and screenwriting. With the poem I wrote you last year that focused on finding a character that makes abundance when there is none. And that's a core theme of much of my work. I try very hard to add some messages to my writings because I want to cover points in the world's suffering as well as my own. Often I found my own writing haunting me.
My favorite projects are the ones where I'm able to combine art and writing. I've knitted the main character from a novel I'm writing, built a shoebox love story, and a cardboard busy brain of my brain. I constantly aim to surprise people.
Sometimes I forget that these people aren't just my friends, they're also phenomenal artists. I love seeing everyone's work. I love the look on their face when they know they have a really good piece and they want to share it with you. As I move on to the next phase of my life, even though I'm not going into creative writing, I think I will use the skills I've learned in workshopping people's pieces for a long time.
I write to understand how I feel, especially when I want to process emotions I'd rather hide
Writing has always been my way of getting it out. Putting my stress or worries into words has always made me feel a little better. I hope that through my vulnerability, others can resonate and not feel the shame I used to feel with opening up.
Inspired by whatever I'm feeling at the moment. So if I'm feeling hungry, then I'll write about food. Or if I've watched or read something that was kind of cool recently, then I'll write something inspired from that. Some media that I've been really inspired by is Death of Stalin, Don Quixote, and Cars, the movie.
I shot my first film in the Passion Project class, and since then I fell in love with filmmaking. I was able to form my own idea of what art was and express that through the lens. Creating what I wanted to and letting my imagination be free gave me a euphoric feeling. Now I can confidently say that I'm an artist and be confident in my craft.
I've always written the same things in my portfolios. I gravitate towards writing about characters, I like writing about people, all of my stories are very personal. And I think I owe a huge part of that to the community I found here at PVA. I have had the most wonderful 4 years with some of the most wonderful and talented and truly just amazing human beings in my creative writing senior class. And so I think that I have learned how much community means to me and how much I like writing about the people around me and connecting people through writing. And I really owe that to the people that I found here and the wonderful friendships and connections I've built throughout my time at HSPVA.
My name is Joa, and one of the biggest influences will forever be Ross Kay's Book of Delights, which has helped me with my consistency as well as creating life within the mundane aspects of it. As of right now, I'm fully immersed in zine culture as well as collaging. I've been influenced by many of my peers who are still working within zine culture, and I hope to publish one while I'm in college.
The best way to find inspiration for my writing is by going on walks. I really like to listen to good music while walking, or listening to the trees or birds or looking at the clouds. I find that the best writing I've done is based on walks or conversations I've had with people while going on walks, and people who know me know I love to get my steps in.
Over the past 4 years, I have learned that the words we think, speak, and write become the house we live in. They become our identity. As we enter this new chapter, we are building the house we live in. We are building who we are, what defines us, and what guides us. I have decided that when I build with judgment, I surround myself with so little. But when I build with love, I'm within a mansion.
When I want to understand something, I write a play about it. Some of my favorite pieces over the last 4 years have been comedic short plays exploring my questions about art, ethics, and human relationships. I've learned to see writing as a process of inquiry and collaboration.
In my short stories, I frequently return to the themes of puberty and female friendship, but trying new mediums like collage encourages me to be more experimental with my storytelling. Being a part of this department has taught me to appreciate the writing we encounter every day. Writing is everywhere, even if we do not initially recognize it as art.
I'm both cynical and whimsical, so I usually depict something that's either very romantic or very nihilistic. I write fiction at my leisure, but I spend most of my time making short films because I have such clear visions for what I want people to see. When I'm looking through a camera, I can make the world blue and turn it beautiful. In my head, everything is bright and colorful because I know that I'm not.
I live my life by the motto, if it's stupid and it works, it isn't stupid. And this motto that forms the core of my entire identity is present in all I do. For me, every idea I have, from what if Houston got nuked to psychic mailman fights imaginary friends, has some warrant. And so I write it. I always write it.
The core of my writing centers around what it means to be alive, our shared experiences through our common humanity. For the past 2 years, I've been working on a chapbook about the female body throughout history, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to research and rewrite the narrative surrounding women.
Some of my biggest inspirations in writing are the works of S.E. Hinton, but specifically like her writing about growing up. I also really love Saturday Night Live and Weekend Update because I love that it ties politics and comedy into their writing, which is something I really want to pursue.
I think that through all of the 4 years, I've focused on stories, both reading and writing, that talk about what it's like to be us. I think that we're funny most of the time and then just inane for the rest, but if we can find meaning in the stories we tell, both to ourselves and each other, I think that's really special.
I get my inspiration from music artists like J. Cole, Jid, Lauryn Hill, and even some Motown music like The Temptations. I would say that my writing piece is all about thinking outside the box, a respect for history, and a love for music and dance. I imagine my stories all in my head, all the sounds, all the parts, and the characters, and I work to capture this on paper, on lyrics, and on camera.
I grew up a Greek myths kid, and so mythology often finds its way into my work. Myths were something we used to understand the world around us, but for me, I use them to understand humanity. I think our fears and our flaws drive us subconsciously, and I really like to use that when creating my own characters. And there's always the idea that if Icarus's suffering could be turned into something epic and beautiful, then our suffering can become art too.
I feel like writing means more than just the physical act. It's performing the oldest form of storytelling. Some people choose actual writing, others may choose acting or some visual media, but everything tells a story. Whether it be physical or some mental story that you concoct, writing just means telling these stories.
There is little music that is as part of the identity of our country than jazz. It is a purely American art form that evolved from the horrors of enslavement at our country's founding into the art form it is today. The ability to improvise, but within a set of agreed upon limits, is often seen as a perfect metaphor for American democracy. So much so that the State Department used jazz during the Cold War to promote America to the world. As we reached the 1950s, the racism and violence of the U.S. was getting international exposure. This was not helpful to winning the hearts and minds of people around the world in the midst of the race to gain allies and contain communism. Jazz could be used to show the world a false picture of harmony as jazz bands composed of both white and black musicians toured the world at the behest of the U.S. State Department. But both Dizzy Gillespie and Louis Armstrong understood all too well how this was a fictional American identity. After the Little Rock Nine had to be escorted to school by the 101st Airborne, Armstrong himself canceled plans for a State Department tour to the Soviet Union. His identity was at odds with the goals of state. Dizzy Gillespie refused to be briefed by the department, famously saying, "I've got 300 years of briefing. I know what they've done to us, and I'm not going to make any excuses." I am lucky to work in a place that seeks to ensure that jazz continues to be quintessentially American, available to all who love it as much as Louis and Dizzy. Tonight, our jazz seniors will play a song by Gillespie that on its surface doesn't seem very American, but Gillespie himself would tell you that he called it interlude and that, quote, some genius decided to call it Night in Tunisia. Here are our jazz seniors playing A Night in Tunisia by Dizzy Gillespie. Traditionally, at a high school graduation, there are two students who work hard to add to their identity the title of valedictorian or salutatorian. However, because HSPVA never does anything halfway, we had 8 valedictorians and 5 salutatorians. I know what you're thinking right now, but Miss Trace, even if they each do a 2-minute speech, that will be 26 minutes of talking, and this graduation is already getting a little long in the tooth, and I've already had to get up to go to the bathroom once. Fortunately, because all of them are artists and really smart, because they're the vowels and the sows, they creatively came up with a better solution. Please allow me to present, in video form, our amazing valedictorians and salutatorians of 2025.
I think my journey's been shaped because of the people I've been around.
My HSPVA journey has shaped who I am today by giving me a greater appreciation for the world around me.
I think that HSPVA has shaped who I am today by teaching me to be more open-minded.
For one, it's increased my confidence. I think in my time here I've become a lot more of a confident person.
And the school as a whole has just nurtured my love for the arts. It's reinforced my belief that it's an important source of joy for people.
So many ways, probably ways that I'm not even aware of.
Leaving this school, I know who I am as a writer.
A lot towards my identity and my sense of community, as well as my leadership.
It's helped us realize who we are, come and grasp and come to terms with what our identity is, our strengths and our flaws.
Through thinking multidisciplinarily, combining art and academics or combining different areas of art.
Because the people I've met here have been truly amazing.
To fail and be ready to fail. Hey, take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay.
I would tell her to just enjoy the journey. You're part of something really special, so don't try and rush through it. The small moments are going to be what you value the most.
I would, first and foremost, tell her not to stress herself out so much. There's no need for all of that.
I think the biggest thing I struggled with was imposter syndrome. Yeah, just don't be afraid to be who you are, because you'll find your place somewhere, you'll meet your people here, and you'll truly have an amazing experience.
Not to define myself that fast and not to rush to put a label on what I want to do.
It sounds corny, but it's just to be yourself.
I would also tell her that growth isn't always linear. It's okay to have ups and downs.
Stop getting caught up in perfectionism.
Approach the uncomfortable with an open mind.
You're gonna get through it.
My only regrets are the opportunities that I didn't take.
Stay true to yourself. Never be afraid to take risks.
It's always gonna work out at the end.
She has so much to look forward to at HSPVA.
Be used to failure, because I was really hard on myself for my high school journey, and I wish that I wasn't. So I would say take each moment as a learning opportunity and move forward from there.
And just worrying about doing the best that you can.
She's going to make so many memories that she will cherish forever.
Be the one to reach out to people. And sometimes relationships take effort, and you have to be willing to put that in. You can't expect everything to come to you.
It's definitely Miss Rosales. Mr. Landry.
Miss Chase.
Mr. Bingham.
Physics is a daunting subject, and really appreciate everything that he's done, because he is the reason why I want to go into engineering.
Inspired me to navigate growth and change.
I think the lesson that she taught me is ultimately success in what you're striving to do comes from a passion for doing it, and that you're gonna have to be willing to invest the energy and the time.
COVID. It was definitely COVID. I remember going here for the first year with my mask on. I couldn't really see anybody's faces, but the thing that I could see were people's eyes, and you could tell so much just by looking at them, how much passion people had about their arts, about their academics, how much friendliness they had towards each other. And even though like you couldn't really see the people's faces, I still got that feeling of like having a community, having a home, and being connected to each other.
I think for me, my goal is to make the person I'm interacting with, their world, a better place, right?
We continue to really use our creativity and artisticness to solve the problems that our world has, and that we carry with us a real sense of empathy and community.
I hope that we go on to do what we love and maybe at the same time become change makers, become innovators, bring joy to others.
I just want our class to go out and be the best version of themselves they can be, and to uplift people around them.
To contribute to an ever-changing society using the values that have been instilled in us by our time at HSPVA.
Is to try for something innovative and something unique. To try to like create something instead of just like staying stagnant.
Creativity is so important, and like being able to think in new ways and collaborate with people who are different than you.
We're all such change makers, and we're all so committed to what we do. Love for us to be true people who are willing to change the world and commit to that.
You guys are so amazing and kind, and the world really needs more people like you.
To my teachers, especially the ones that I've had for like 2, 3, Mr. Morales I've had for 4 years. PVA, like we're so lucky to have teachers like you. To my friends, to my amigos, I'm gonna miss everybody. To my mom, my dad, and Allie, I love you.
I would especially like to thank my parents. You guys have supported me so much.
To my teachers, friends, and family, I want to say thank you for your support, thank you for your understanding, for your guidance, for the laughs.
To my teachers, I want to say thank you so much for supporting me and helping me learn. To my friends, thank you so much for being so supportive. I feel like I've grown so much, especially because of you guys, and I've come out of my shell, and I have so much to thank you guys for it, even though sometimes I don't really say it. To my family, and to my parents especially, thank you guys so much. I love you.
To my teachers, thank you, Ms. Opte, Ms. Whittick, and Mr. Mendez for letting me experiment as much as you have and come to love poetry. To my academic teachers, Mr. Landry, Ms. Chase, Mr. Barnes, thank you for being so engaging and intentional with everything that you do. To my friends, thank you so much for reminding me that life is beautiful and for making me laugh and giving me hugs. And to my parents, thank you for believing in me so much.
To my family, a great big thank you. They have supported me in, I can't even begin to explain how many things they've supported me in. To my friends, thank you for being blunt and always telling me what I need to hear rather than what I want to hear. I'm so thankful and grateful and appreciative of every teacher I've had here. When Miss Chase has been my teacher for 3 out of the 4 years here at PVA, and she has seen me in so many different ways. Thank you to Miss Ferris, because she is the reason that I've done all the things and had the confidence to do all the things that I do now.
I want to thank my creative writing teachers for giving me the freedom to discover who I am as a playwright. To my academic teachers, I want to thank you for sharing your genuine passion for your subjects with me and everyone else in my class. To my parents, thank you for giving me the gifts of very high expectations and also unwavering support. And to my friends, thank you for filling these last 4 years with laughter and love. I love you all.
I would like to give a really big thank you to all of my teachers that I've had here. For my family, of course, I thank you all for all the love and support that you've given me. Friends are my support system, and I love them so much, and I would be nowhere near where I am today without them.
I would like to say to my teachers, family, and friends, a huge thank you for shaping me into who I am today.
My mom, my dad, my sister, my friends, and shout out Miss Galindo and Miss Garza.
I would like to give a huge thank you to the school store.
I've enjoyed my experience at PVA.
I want to congratulate everyone in the class of 2025 on 4 amazing years, the most beautiful community.
and I'm so utterly grateful.
I'm gonna miss people.
I am forever grateful for the fact that I got to go to a place like this.
And I've grown so much since I stepped on campus 4 years ago.
I just honestly want to say a big thank you to HSPVA. From the first moment I got here during Artist Academy, I texted my parents in all caps, "Oh my God, I love it here." And just from that moment, it's been magic, and I'm so grateful for the amazing people and opportunities that this place has given me.
And it's really fun, like getting to work across departments.
Love you guys. Thanks for all you did for me. Do for me, not past tense.
I hope everybody finds what they're passionate about.
Appreciate everything more than you know, and I love all of you very much.
I just really appreciate it all more than I show.
Hard work gets you very far.
I have tried to live by the motto that my parents have told me to live by. Always do your best. The end result isn't the most important part, it's what you learn, and your best is your best.
And that kind of goes to show GPA is not everything.
Do what you want to do and don't let yourself be silenced.
In the words of Elle Woods, we did it!
Congratulations to all of you and our best wishes for your next steps. While stringed instruments are found in the music of peoples all over the globe, nothing identifies Western music quite as distinctly as the orchestra strings. It is no accident that among all the songs from all over the world chosen for the Voyager Golden Records, the first to play is Bach's Brandenburg Concerto, and the last is Beethoven's String Quartet No. 13. Orchestral strings are so versatile that they have helped shape many of our identities. Whether it is yours as a classical musician or the countless people in my family who danced the Siege of Innis at every family wedding to an Irish fiddle, strings have been the soundtrack to much of our modern history. A violin is portable and clear enough to be heard above a variety of background noise, and it is at home in a concert hall as it is in an Irish pub or a klezmer band in New York City. Without the violin, viola, cello, and double bass, our musical identities today would be vastly different. Let us now watch how the senior orchestra strings have made these instruments an extension of themselves as they play Sarabande from the Holberg Suite, Opus No. 40 by Edvard Grieg, and Another Day of Sun from the film La La Land by Justin Hurwitz. Now, please allow me to introduce HISD School Board member Jeanette Garza-Lindner. Ms. Garza-Lindner is not only the mother of 2 children who attend HISD schools, she is also a member of the Houston Cecilia Chamber Choir and supports the local arts and music community as a devoted patron. We are honored she is here tonight to present the 2025 HISD Board Awards.
Good evening, buenas noches a todos. It's an honor for me to be here to celebrate and acknowledge you, the 2025 graduates of the Kinder High School for the Performing and Visual Arts. It's a privilege to share in this milestone in your lives. Commencement is the highlight of our service on the school board, and I'm so proud to celebrate with each of you tonight. My wish for each of you is that you never stop learning, never stop growing, and in due time, you realize your full potential and create the best possible life for yourself. And now, on behalf of our school board, it is my great pleasure to present the School Board Student Awards, a distinctive honor given annually to 2 seniors in recognition of their overall exceptional achievements and accomplishments in the areas of academic achievement, character, service, and leadership to the Kinder High School for the Performing and Visual Arts. First, I would like to present honorable mention certificates to 5 outstanding seniors. Please come up to receive your certificate. Like Mary Sullivan, Lauren Philpott, Lauren Philpott, Elena Benitez, Liliana Williams, and Salvador Celia Westfall. And now the recipients of the 2025 Board Award. They are Gavin Warfield, and Andrei Yoashevitz.
Our next performance will come from an art area that has helped shape the identity of countless college and high school students. If I were to sing "The Eyes of Texas Are Upon You," many of you here tonight will instantly be transported to a giant stadium in Austin. And I really don't want to start a fight here, but others of you in the audience might respond with something along the lines of "Goodbye to Texas University." Now, while I am firmly convinced that HSPVA would have the best marching band in the state of Texas, we do lack the requisite football team, and it would probably be hard to rehearse in our parking garage with all of the concrete support pillars. However, our band students came to PVA because a band meant something different to them and their identities. Since the late 1800s, more and more professional and specialized wind bands developed in the United States, and composers like John Philip Sousa can make anyone identify as American when Stars and Stripes Forever is played. For high schools across the United States, often their most significant music curricula were embedded in their band programs. For a vast number of people, public school band programs were often the first opportunity to learn to read music and play instruments. Here in Houston, a city shaped by segregation, the 3rd and 5th wards are still the homes of proud majority Black schools. First to open was Booker T. Washington, followed by Wheatley, and finally Jack Yates. They all three helped form the nexus of the neighborhoods they served. One of the most important artistic traditions of these schools were their band programs. According to author Taina Steptoe, these bands came to represent the school and surrounding communities and took youth of color out of their familiar neighborhoods. By doing so, these students could share their identities in places that were often unwelcoming to them. By participating in parades, their identities were visible to others not like them. This is the power of public school music programs. Without these band programs, only our wealthiest students have access to music and learn how to play an instrument. Study after study shows the positive correlation of academic success and learning to play an instrument. Without middle and high school bands and orchestras, we fail to provide the equity that public schools seek to offer. Our band director herself began her journey as a member of the Sharpstown High School Apollo Band here at Houston ISD, and our orchestra director was able to develop his trumpet skills even in the small town of Liberty, Texas. At HSPVA, our musicians continue to develop their talents and identities while participating in our large ensembles and our small chamber groups. Tonight, we will hear them play Movement 3. Bertie Wells attends Mr. Burns' lecture on flying machines from Erica Spano's Steampunk Seeds. Now, of all these pieces of our identity are great. If you've attended an HSPVA graduation in the last 4 years or so, you know by now you should be counting how many times Miss Chase says the word of the night. If you've been negligent in your counting, that was the 31st time I've said identity, and that's 32. For many of our students at HSPVA, these identities are on display during a performance. Even our visual artists and creative writers allow pieces of their identities to reveal themselves to us in their writing or art. There is one art area, however, that is far more behind the scenes. However, without them, none of this would be possible. We couldn't hear the music or see the performers, and while the pianists can certainly move their own pianos, it's hard for them to play and make sure the lights are shining on their hands. For our tech theater students, part of their identity involves helping their colleagues share their art with us. Through the use of light, sound, set, and costume design, technical theater brings art to life. Please join me as our tech theater students give us a rare glimpse into their artistic identities as they present technical theater from the class of 2025.
Mr. Davis, can you help us with something?
No! Just kidding, my children. What do you need?
We're worried about Junior Showcase with the deadline coming up so soon. What can we do to prepare?
Maybe this would help. Gather close and I shall tell of 7 artists who designed so well. In halls of chaos, paint and thread, they fought their battles, tears they shed. Through stitch and sketch, from dusk till dawn, they worked and laughed and carried on. Let me begin, if you've the time, a tale of magic, told in rhyme. Once upon a time, a tech-filled night, in a school where the stage lights burned so bright, there lived 7 students bold and true, each with a craft and much to do. Now, back in time, not long ago, our tale begins as stories go. Inside the office, worn but dear, where the seniors sat in mild despair. They worked on shows from wall to wall, but missed the biggest one of all, their senior show, tomorrow due. No sets, no costumes, no lights, no single cue. Oh no, they cried, we must prepare. Designers lock in, no time to spare.
First came the shop where dreams take shape, of drills and foam and colored spike tape. Sir Siraj, wise and full of schemes, with saw in hand, he chased his dreams. Structure, safety, angles tight, he made sure sets could stand upright. Lady Hannah, fierce with vision grand, no tool or script too rough to stand. She measured twice and argued thrice, but made sure every hat looked nice.
Next to the land of cloth and thread, where needles fly and pins cause dread, brave Josie, queen of every scene, could stitch a bodice in a dream. With hands precise and skills refined, she brought each sketch to life aligned. Bright Autumn, with the eye for flair, could match a trim with royal air. Through camera lens, she framed the scene, each shot a story sharp, serene. Then came Bella with sketches bold, her vision clear, her palette gold. She stitched with joy each scene just right, and dreamt of gowns that danced in the light.
Now to the booth where legends rise, with buttons, cues, and rainbow skies. Dear Layla, focused in the haze, makes gorgeous light looks 10,000 ways. With Alani near and a brain so vast, she lit the board and worked so fast. Then Lauren, snacks within her reach, made cue lists worthy of a speech. A master of the calm and storm, she kept the chaos well informed.
With every stitch and screw aligned, they hauled their dreams, no soul resigned.
The studio hummed with one great goal, to make one final story told. And as the hours flew so fast, their senior show came together at last. They looked around, no words to say, just joy and pride from such a day. For all the pain, the sweat, the mounds of hot glue, they built a world and made it through. And that's the tale of grit and flair, of 7 artists beyond compare.
All these artists, they seem so amazing. Where are they now?
Hi, my name is Suraj Ganachari. I'm going to UT Austin for Mechanical Engineering. Hook 'em horns!
Hi, my name is Layla Harris, and I'm going to San Diego State University for Pharmacy. Go Aztecs!
Hi, my name is Isabella Alma. I'm going to UT Austin for Theatrical Design. Hook 'em horns!
Hi, my name is Josie Goldfarb. I'm going to Washington University at St. Louis for Sociology. Go Bears!
Hi, my name is Autumn Kimball, and I'm going to Marymount Manhattan College for Costume Design and Forensic Psychology.
Hi, my name is Hannah Malfi, and I'm going to the University of Texas at Austin for Architecture.
Hi, my name is Lauren Philpott, and I'll be going to Savannah College of Art and Design for Sound Design with a minor in Lighting Design. Go Bees!
Hi, I'm Miss D, and I'm going to Francis Marion University to teach technical theater. Go Swamp Foxes!
And I'm going too.
Thank you to the technical theater seniors in the theater department. With these students in mind, now is a great opportunity to thank the 9th, 10th, and 11th grade HSPVA theater students who are, right now as we speak, working backstage and in the booths to make tonight's production possible. They were here yesterday, all day today, and will be here long into the night after we are gone, and they still have school tomorrow. For people around the world, their place of birth is often one of the first and most long-standing influences to their identity. Geographer Harm de Blie says that the world's population, only 3% live in a region other than their birth. So many, the land itself calls to us, and the landmarks that formed our earliest memories, the trees we grew up with, mean home. Music, of course, forms part of our culture, which is often linked irrevocably with place. For many people of the Mexican diaspora, mariachi brings them together no matter where they are. Kinder HSPVA is proud to help advance the study of such a vital sound to Houston and beyond through its dedication to this art form. Tonight, our mariachi seniors will play a song that is all about identity. For those of us who don't speak Spanish, Amo esta tierra translates to, I love this land. It incorporates folk dance themes and often transitions into another popular song, Que bonita es mi tierra, which declares how beautiful my land is. Our mariachi seniors are proud to present this heartfelt declaration of love for Mexico and the people who call it home as they play a medley of Amo esta tierra.
Guadalajara.
While the souls of musicians are often on display in their music, our next item is tasked with taking on the identities of other characters. Theater uses their identities as actors to bring their art to us in a profoundly physical way. Our identities as humans are explored when actors use their identities to share our common struggles, hopes, and desires on the stage. When Hamlet utters his famous lines and asks his elemental question, to be or not to be, his very existence is in peril. When we experience theater, we identify with various characters while we explore our common humanity together in one space. This craft takes immeasurable skill and effort to take on another identity in a way that is authentic, genuine, and believable. This is the art of acting. It isn't easy, and tonight our theater class of 2025 will show you how they incorporate their identities into their roles and make words on a page come to life as they present A Million Dreams.
Wait. Oh my God. I can't believe this is our last 7 minutes all together.
Oh, wait. 7 minutes? That's just enough time to sing. Good morning. I can't believe we're graduating soon. Took us long enough.
You know, I can still remember our first day. Hey, are you in theater?
Duh. If I'm staying with theater people, why wouldn't I be in theater?
I think I'm gonna like you.
I've always wanted to go here since I was 7. One day, I'm gonna be the biggest filmmaker and star in my own films. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, but I know I want to be in theater. All I know is it's gonna take a lot of hard work.
What? You call that architectural lettering? Work!
Come on, Kaiser, remember.
Work!
But I hit my head.
Hard work!
Walk at a one.
Work! Don't be bitter! Be better! Work!
Deeper in that
Words! Work! No pain, no gain. Work!
Who's your mother?
Hard work!
Shake!
Work! 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 Hard work! Hard work!
I'm alive, and I will survive. Show the world that I can take it
When I hit
the
my baby
show the world
that I can take it. I do it. Do it. Do it.
Wow, guys. This is actually our last performance together on stage.
4 years of hard work.
I'm so proud of us. We've come such a long way.
So many memories, so many good times, so many teachers.
So many lessons learned. So many meaningless arguments.
Even more meaningful hugs, right?
Oh, guys, I'm gonna miss this.
We're not gone yet, Kaiser.
I know, but it feels like we just figured it out, and now everything's changing.
I think you're underestimating how much fun the rest of our lives are gonna be. Yeah, I can't wait to see what we do next. Guys, that was just a way we could save this moment forever. Guys. I have a great idea. Remember those letters that we wrote to our senior selves 4 years ago? Let's do it again. I hope we're doing something we love. I hope we're doing something fun.
I hope we're seeing the world.
Dear future me, I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting for me, that that I call my own. The dark door no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake.
Now go out and be students of the world. One last time, seniors. To class!
For the world we're gonna make.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
15, 16,
17,
18,
19,
20, 21,
22, 23,
24,
25, 26, 27! Dancers use their bodies themselves to express their artistic identities. Like all art, dance plays a vital role in the identity of people across the globe. From Russian ballet to Japanese kabuki to Brazilian samba, dance is integral to who we are. It allows us a shared experience. Folk dances were often included in the music during the period of nationalism in Europe, and a Chopin piece seems strange without a polonaise. If hula dancers came on stage, we would all identify them as Hawaiian. Yet despite these different identities, dance is also universal. One of the important identities of Kinder HSPVA dance is the presence of Janie Carruthers. Ms. Carruthers has been involved with the dance department as either a student or faculty member at all 3 HSPVA campuses. Tonight marks the end of her time with HSPVA as a teacher as we congratulate her on her well-earned retirement. While it is hard to imagine the dance department at HSPVA without her, we wish her the happiest journey as she adds new experiences to her own identity. During her time at PVA, she has helped our dancers explore styles from ballet, modern, jazz, and hip-hop to West African, tap, and Bollywood, just to name a few. The Kinder HSPVA Dance Department understands how relevant dance is to our human identity, both in its traditional forms and new. And it is their pleasure to share this with you as they perform to Viva La Vida by Coldplay.
Sweet the doors to let me in, the shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become. Revolutionaries wait for my head on a silver plate, just a puppet on a lonely string. Oh, who would ever want to be king? I hear Jerusalem bells ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Mirror, mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, I know St. Peter won't call my name. Never an honest word, but that was when I ruled the world.
As we end the live performance portion of the evening, we will turn to our visual arts department. Perhaps no other art form tonight can share our identities with others so clearly. When portraiture became popular in the Renaissance, patrons all over Europe were desperate to hire artists to create their images so they could share their identities with others. Henry VIII famously sent Hans Holbein to paint Anne of Cleves so he could see whether he should marry her or not. Sometimes, however, artists were used to portray a created identity, such as the famous portrait of Napoleon Bonaparte crossing the Alps. But visual art is far more than depicting other humans. At its most elemental, it reflects the identity of the artist, despite the medium or subject. Rarely, however, do we have the opportunity to hear from the artists themselves as to their inspiration or motivations. Tonight, please join me as we look at our senior visual artist statements and portfolio selections, and please, as a gentle reminder, hold all applause and cheers until the conclusion of the video so that we may hear all of our graduates.
Hi, I'm Elena Benitez, and I make work about transformation and decay, and I'm passing the phone to someone who makes welded geometric sculptures.
Hello, my name is Kennedy Brown, and my work is heavily reliant on the viewer's perception of what they're looking at. I'm a welder that primarily uses pencil rods to create these different geometrical shapes, and I'm passing the phone to someone who creates these little creatures and makes a world around them that's very fantastical and beautiful.
Hi, my name is LK Baruto, and I explore cosmic identity through fantastical creatures and tactile artwork. And I will be passing the phone to my best friend, an amazing artist, who makes intricate worlds using their eclectic art style.
My name is Amelia Crepo, and my art revolves around storytelling. I explore this through macabre illustrations and 3D works using any and all materials I can get. I usually like my work to be vibrant and detailed, and I enjoy leaving mysteries for people to solve. And I'm passing the phone to someone who focuses on futuristic technology.
Hi, my name is Mariachi, and my body of work focuses on architecture, social media, and technology, and it follows a chronological order from past, present to a potential future. And I'm passing the phone to someone whose body of work is based off TV shows.
my name is Davin Jones and my art is about parasocial relationships. And I'm passing the phone to someone that paints stingrays.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Ann Hinley and my art explores the ocean steps where sea creatures blend together with fantasy and nature, and I'm passing the phone to someone who creates surreal, dreamlike things.
Hi, my name is Mila Yadamich, and my art is about visualizing memories, and I will continue my work at the Savannah College of Art and Design, and I'm passing the phone to someone who makes art about storytelling.
My name is O'Hara Menez and I am a storyteller. My work is an exploration of different types of relationships and the human connection. And I'll be passing this off to someone who captures life in their paintings through structure.
Hi, my name is Annie Crowdhouse and I make art about nature and architecture. I do so through sculpture, paintings, and screen prints, and I'm passing the phone to someone who makes art about their family.
Hi, my name is Isabella Lambine. I make work about my family. I feel like my family kind of informs every part of my identity, and especially my art. And that's why I kind of pay homage to that in my art. I'm passing the phone to somebody who makes beautifully detailed and vibrant portraits to portray the beauty of Black women.
Hi, my name is Nasaya Levi, and I make portraits of Black women. I use color to portray mood and emotion. The goal of my artwork is to create a positive space for Black women to be themselves. And I am passing the phone to someone who uses pattern to portray their family and their memories.
My name is Lauren Loth, and my work is about recreating old family photographs to emphasize their importance, and I'm passing the phone to someone whose work revolves around mythology and fantasy and world building.
I'm Persephone Marquitas, and I make all kinds of work with digital media, photography and illustration, and ink, all residing in a world that I have created with different characters, creatures, places, and stories all of their own. And I am passing to someone who makes biological, anatomical work of plants and animals.
Hi, I'm Sadie Montgomery. I make a lot of work surrounding biology, nature, anatomy, and the life sciences, working in screen printing, painting, and illustration. And I am passing the phone to someone who makes little dragons and crows and wearable work.
Hi, my name is Asha Morty, and I create fantastical, immersive artwork full of wings and mystical creatures, and I'm passing the phone to someone who creates artwork with fields of blooming flowers and marine creatures.
Hi, my name is Zoe Pierce, and my body of work revolves around a lot of nature. I like screen printing and painting a lot of flowers and sea creatures, and a lot of them are inspired by Caribbean culture. And I'm passing the phone to someone who uses a lot of floral and pastel colors in their work.
Hi, my name is Anna Sophia Powell, and my artwork is about the complex thoughts and emotions I feel about growing up, as well as the curious observations I make of my surroundings. These are two themes I explore mostly through paint and colored pencil, and I am passing the phone to someone whose art is about identity and past experiences.
Hi, my name is Ace Ramirez. I make work surrounding my identity and what it means to be a person and all the fun things that go into making up a person and their personality. And I'm passing the phone to someone who enjoys storytelling and creating work about their family and original characters.
Hi, I'm Ashley Ramirez. I make storytelling and narrative artwork using my characters and my own personal experiences. I'm now passing the phone on to someone who makes art about nature and humans using spiritual and physical connections.
Hi, my name is Marissa Ramirez, and my art is about creating a physical and spiritual connection between nature and humans. I am passing the phone to someone who really likes screen printing and aquatic animals.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Ray. In my art, I use a lot of ocean life and nature themes, and I use a lot of screen printing and ceramics. I'm passing the phone to someone who uses really big artwork and uses a lot of spiritual and realistic themes in their work.
Hello, my name is Marissa Reyes, and my work is based on the Southern Gothic style with eerie and serene backgrounds with a focus on self-portraiture and memory. And I am passing the phone to someone whose work is rich in the color red and is about identity and self-expression.
Hi, I'm Gabriel Rivera, and I make very introspective work about my feelings and relationships and all the stuff that has built me into the person I am today. And I am going to be passing the phone to somebody who makes crazy cool sculptures about mythical creatures.
Hello, my name is Ethan Andrew Robinson, and my art consists of the themes of nature, human nature, and religion/mythology. I'll be passing the phone on to someone whose art consists of narrative and themes of storytelling.
Hi, my name is Isabella Roman, and I create art that explores the internal bodily systems of the human body, nature, and the beauty we found within life and death. And I'm passing the phone over to someone who creates art with organic shapes and patterns found within nature.
Hi, my name is Ira Sison. My work is an aesthetic exploration of the fascinating patterns and forms found in nature, and I'm passing the phone to somebody whose work revolves around everyday life and celebrates individuality.
Hi, my name is Anaya Smith. I'm an interdisciplinary artist exploring individuality and connection through the mundane, whether in portraits or objects that echo everyday life. And I'm passing the phone to an introspective artist who reflects on life as a teen.
My name is BJ Spillman. I make artwork about human emotion and experience, covering introspection, growth, development as a teen, and kind of going over how I process certain emotions at certain times in my life. And I am passing the phone to someone whose artwork is very purple, has a lot of storytelling, and original animal-like characters.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Tennyson, and my work is about childhood, memory, nostalgia, as well as how I've grown up and who I am as a person today and what defines me. And I express that through original characters, narratives, and portraiture. And I'm passing the phone to someone who talks about identity, perception, and relationships in the work using a lot of different media.
Hi, my name is Alba, and I make art about my experiences growing up, my emotions, and my relationships with others in order to try and connect with my audience. And I'm passing the phone to someone who makes art about connections between nature and man and doesn't have the best experience with microwaves.
Hi, my name is Gabriel Watts, and my art's about showing the complex relationship between humanity and nature and how we interact with each other. I'm passing the phone on to someone who uses a lot of jeweled and gold tones.
Hi, my name is Charity Williams, and in my work I have leaned into portraying Black women and their importance, combining unique figures, animals, and nature into captivating portraits. Now I'm going to pass the phone to someone who focuses on realism and expression.
Hi, my name is Andre, and I'm a senior at HSPVA. I'm a visual artist, and my body of work focuses on nature and portraiture, constantly blending in expressionism and realism. I'm going to UT for government, and I'm planning to be a lawyer. I'm passing the phone off to somebody whose body of work focuses on technology and art life.
Hi, my name is Eileen Zhang, and my work mostly focuses on digital media and the impact it has on our cultures, our society, our mindsets, and our creativity. And I like to try and explore both the pros and cons of modern innovation and digital age. The chain ends with me, so I want to give a big, great congratulations to our graduating class of 2025, and I know we'll all go on to do great things, and I can't wait to see where we all end up in life. Thank you. Bye!
Presentation of the graduates.
At the High School for the Performing and Visual Arts, not only do students develop strong and lasting relationships with their fellow artists, both in and out of their respective part areas, but also with their academic teachers and support staff. As my UMSA predecessor has always said, at Kinder HSPVA, we do not forget that in the name of our school, high school comes before performing and visual arts. I would first like to recognize our support staff. Without these people, there would be no diplomas on this table or a functioning school. Secondly, I would like to welcome to the stage my fellow academic faculty to be recognized. HSPVA is, after all, a public high school, and without mandated classes, tests, and content, we couldn't exist. Thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you to my academic colleagues for all of your hard work. As we transition to the presentation of the graduates, our art faculty will be on stage. Our art faculty members have guided these students for 4 years, up to and including all of tonight's performances. Without instruction in the curriculum developed by these faculty members, these students would not have been able to showcase their art tonight. Please join me also in thanking our art faculty who share their passion, creativity, and skills selflessly with our students. And now, I would like to ask Laura Mathis, HSPVA Registrar, to the lectern for the certification of graduates.
Will the candidates for graduation please stand? Dr. Rivas, Principal of Kinder HSPVA, and I would like to present to you these candidates for graduation. They have been certified as having met all requirements as set forth by the Texas Education Agency and the Board of Education of the Houston Independent School District, and are eligible to receive their diplomas.
Good evening. My name is Jonathan Klein, and I serve as the Magnet Coordinator for HSPVA. I am often the first staff member HSPVA families meet, and it is my great pleasure to help in their graduation. As our arts faculty call our graduates to the stage, they will be assisted by our counselors, Christy Ferris and Becky Johnson, along with our assistant principals, Oscar Perez and Terrell Lockett, and teacher specialist Naomi Leos. At this time, our visual arts faculty members, Vicki Fowler, Ellen Phillips, Chadwick Gray will begin the presentations of graduates from the visual arts department. Chair David Waddell is out at their own child's graduation, but sends his heartfelt congratulations.
Good evening. I am pleased to announce the candidates for the Visual Arts Department's class of 2025. Elena Isabel Benitez. Kennedy Brown. L.K. Marie Bruto. Amelia Crapo. Marlene Gomez Platero. Davin Jones. Elizabeth Ann Henley. Graduating with Art Area Highest Honors, Mila Yedemich. O'Hara Jimenez. Graduating with academic high honors and art area highest honors, Enya Krauthaus. Isabella Landine. Nisaya Amani Levi. Graduating with art area high honors, Lauren Taylor Loth. Jinx Louise Marquez. Graduating with academic highest honors and salutatorian, Sadie Elizabeth Montgomery. Graduating with academic high honors and art area high honors, Asha Morty. Zoe Caroline Pierce.
Graduating with academic highest honors, valedictorian, Anna Sophia Fernandez Powell. Ace Magdalena Ramirez. Ashley Ramirez. Marissa Ramirez. Carolyn Segrist Ray. Marissa Reyes. Sorry. Gabriel Rivera. Ethan Andrew Robinson. Graduating with art area high honors, Isabella Lucy Roman. Ira Diagabe Sison. Anaya Smith. Bjorn Spillman. Caitlin Teresa Tennyson. Alba Hina Warren Jimenez. Gabriel Watts. Graduating with art area high honors, Charity Teresa Williams. Andre Yurashivik. Eileen Zay.
Congratulations, class of 2025 Department of Visual Arts graduates. Now, Chair Jennifer Swittick and Lupe Mendez will present the Creative Writing Department's graduates. Angela Apte also sends her congratulations as she attends her son's doctoral graduation. Good evening. Buenas tardes. Ana Karen Avides. Taylor Demetric Bennings. Cassie Gabrielle Gardena. Fiona Clayton. Graduating with academic high honors and art area highest honors, Mira Roberta Cohen. Mateo Beton. Elena Elizabeth Davis. Grace Horgan Duncan. Graduating with art area high honors, Emery Ray Goldstein. Also graduating with art area high honors, Hannah Claire Forwat. Victoria Sarai Ibukunle. Graduating with academic highest honors, valedictorian Matthew Zhang. Kobe Omarion Johnson. Graduating with art area high honors, Mars Elena Zar. Joa Camille Legrand. Mariela Sienna McCombs. Nola Dickinson Nelson. Graduating with academic highest honors and art area highest honors, valedictorian Anna Parker. Daphne Maria Parkey. Aspen Rito. Lime Eli Simmons.
Mayan, wait, let me do this correctly.
Graduating with academic highest honors, valedictorian Mayan Lila Sunshine. Isabel Remy Stevenson. Ethan Gias Stiefel. Mary Sullivan. Sharon Finn. And finally, Lucas Esteban Tirado, academic ionics. Congratulations, class of 2025 Creating Writing Department graduates. And now, Janie Carruthers and Courtney Jones will present graduates from the dance department.
Good evening. My name is Ms. Jones. Alongside our chair of the dance department, Ms. Janie Carruthers, we're extremely proud to announce our class of 2025 dance department graduates. Graduating with art area honors, Kate Wells Abernathy. Kayla Daniela Didialua Simisola Akintayo. Graduating with art area honors, Ashlyn Cannon. Clarissa Sydney Chin. Jonah DeKeegan. Ava Sophia Duran. Ava Catherine Harrison. Kieran Elise Holm. Karen Grace Kamishiara. Sarah Isabel Lynn. Gabriella Christina Litwinito. Kendall Dominique Mercier. John David Noblet. Kendall Whitney Pomares. Alyssa Wiley Rodriguez. Noah Baldrew. Jeremiah Michelle Sanders. Graduating with highest art area honors and academic honors, Callista Shute. Graduating with art area honors and academic honors, Madeline Margaret Tucker. Gavin Dakari Wasto. Allison and Leah. And finally, Olivia and Yee. Congratulations, dancers. Ms. Carruthers and I are very proud of you and all of your accomplishments.
One more time for our 2025 Dance Graduates. And up next, we have our instrumental music department. Chair Rodolfo Morales will be assisted by Martin Longoria, Brad Smith, James Westfall, and Ogechi Yukazu. Good evening, graduates in the instrumental department. William Herbert Butler. Mia Elena Gomez. Maria Alexandra Graff. Sebastian Cacho Habal. Melvin Van Holloway V. Armani Lavon Holmes. Ronald Jackson. Kate Elizabeth Johnson. Isabel Olmos. Layla Marie Ramirez. Isis Vasquez. Oh, Win. Graduating with high academic honors and highest art area honors, Karsten Tate Wilkinson. And now for the jazz department, Liam Huntley Brown. Adam El Yafi. Graduating with high academic honors, Gabriel Farrell. Samantha Glena. Ajani Charles Edward Lewis. Troy Alexander Lehman. Quentin Stafford. Wilson Renee Terry. Our Mariachi department, Daniela Sarai Amaya Salinas. Daniela Ruby Capatillo. Victoria Gonzalez. Jair Kazara. Ariana Giselle Reyes. Romario Sanchez. Marion Rose Talon. Angel Junior Fernandez. Walter Alexis Machado Hernandez. Livia Elizabeth Rangel. Jessica Terron. Juan Lara. Isaías Luis Torres. Salvador Francisco Sarabia Westfall. And graduates from the piano department, Marcel Crochet. Graduating with highest academic honors, high art area honors, and valedictorian, Bowen Ma. Graduating with high academic honors, Leela Sines. Graduating with highest academic honors and salutatorian, Audrey Zhong.
Graduating with highest art area honors, Amy Elizabeth Anawati. Ekevu Ashe. Karen Tara Dickinson. Alessandra Fernandez. Graduating with high academic honors, Marcel Andres Gonzalez. Annika Jackson. Graduating with high art area honors, Aaron Lewis. Alexa Linares. Graduating with highest academic honors, highest art area honors, and valedictorian, James Liu. Graduating with high academic honors and high art area honors, Sophie Therese Melancon. Graduating with high art area honors, Anta Osako. Graduating with high academic honors, Allison Pei. Graduating with high academic honors and high art area honors, Auden Palamelton Smith. Graduating with highest academic honors and high art area honors, Ella Tyre.
Graduating.
Luke Alexander Wallace. One more time for the instrumental department class of 2025. And next up is our vocal music department chair. Marcus Albuquerque will be assisted by Jennifer Miller-Stone and Shania Norris-Nero. I am pleased to announce the candidates for the vocal department, class of 2025. Ethan Jonathan Eonko Barca. Karen Burnett Carter. La Kenia del Callao del Tío Palau. Delia Dino.
Alexis Marie
Hazel. Steven Sean Hill. Giselle Cecily Ricketts Jacobs. David Catherine Lynn. Sabine Katarzyna Reszmiewicz. Victoria Grace Martinez. Annie Grace Mello. Cristina Perez Ruiz. Graduating with art and the highest honors, Trevor Orchestra. Sandra Azure Sanchez. Jordan Saxerino. Graduating with academic honors and art area high honors, Kavya Tomer. Isabella Victoria Vasquez. Alexis Celia Villegas. Liliana Lorraine Williams. One more time for the class of 2025 vocal department. And if you've been counting with one hand, there's only one more department left, and that's our department, presented by Rosie Curtis and Chair Paul Davis, Dana Harrell, Travis Horseman, and Claire Hummel. Graduating with art area highest honors, Isabella Celia Aleman. B. Marie Anderson. Evian Marie Butler. Abigail Charlize Deloney. Jazzy Kathy Dixon. Zoe Angeline Emery.
And graduating with academic highest honors and salutatorian, Suraj Ganachari. Matias Suarez Garza. Kaiser Wissam Ghanem. Graduating with our area highest honors, academic highest honors, and valedictorian, Josie Goldfarb. Graduating with our area highest honors, Ariana Janae Green. Layla Dawn Harris. Eva Marcia Johnson. Aida Elizabeth Joya. Graduating with academic highest honors and valedictorian, Michael Karash.
He's really book smart.
Autumn Antoinette Kimball. Hannah Elizabeth. Ellie Ron Charlie Musty. Alberto Malati. Marjane Arrero. You know him as Matthew M. Arkins. Kavi Anad Mohammed Faisal. Graduating with art area's highest honors, Lauren Simone. Elijah J. Thomas. Graduating with art area high honors, academic highest honors, and salutatorian, Sydney Christine Wassa. Alicia Elizabeth Trey. And our final graduate to walk the stage tonight, Alice Jane Wilson.
Congratulations, class of 2025, Department of Theater graduates. At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Rivas to return to the lectern for a final word.
This is the official part. Having completed the curriculum prescribed by the Texas Education Agency and the Houston Independent School District, and upon the recommendation of the registrar by the authority vested in me by the Board of Education, I now confer upon each of you your high school diploma with all rights and privileges appertaining thereunto.
To return to their seats, I'd like to thank you, class of 2025, for withstanding one last history class with Miss Chase. If you ask the history teacher to be the MC, you're going to get history. There are a few of you that have had me as a teacher for 3 years due to the many changes I had to adapt to as we saw several people leave over the course of your time at PVA. Change is tough, and many times we have little choice but to accept it. Hopefully tonight you've learned to lean on who you are when you feel adrift. Parents, grandparents, honorary parents, and family and friends, you have played such an important role in shaping the identities of these students. Sometimes we forget to say thank you enough to those who support us, but I know these students are grateful to you for helping them get to this moment tonight. I'd also like to thank a few people more specifically while we allow the theater students to get settled. As you may have noticed, an HSPVA graduation is special. It is certainly especially long. Putting on an event like this takes a team of people who work well together but are close enough to say, "That's a dumb idea, Mr. Klein." This evening simply would not have been possible without our entire faculty and staff working together, and especially our student tech crew led by stage manager Hazel Egging. However, without Dana Harrell, Travis Westman, and Carol Salazar, Mr. Klein would not have had enough people to boss around. If you need anyone to back up a 26-foot truck on the first try, loaded with everything you've seen on stage tonight and a bunch you didn't, Dana Harrell's your woman. Without Mr. T, you wouldn't have heard or seen us tonight, including the graphics and video, and Ms. Salazar made sure everyone was fed, the diplomas were ready, and that all our special guests had parking passes and instructions. But make no mistake, without Jonathan Klein, tonight doesn't happen. The amount of logistics and planning required are immense when we only have 2 days in this space, and Mr. Klein does it all while singing show tunes. Class of 2025. Tonight, you have unlocked a new addition to your identity, that of high school graduates. In order to mark this new addition, will the graduates of 2025 please rise? Honored guests, may we, the faculty and staff of HSPVA, present to you the graduated class of 2025 of the Kinder High School for the Performing and Visual Arts. Thank you, guests, as you remain seated during the recessional. Graduates, as the guests remain seated, you may now proceed to the lobby. Parents, if you are waiting on a child who needs to pick up an instrument backstage, they will meet you outside. Honored guests, thank you for celebrating with us this evening. This now concludes our commencement ceremony.